Okay, I think we're there. Now, welcome to Arkworld, all of you officially. This meeting I've been looking forward to since David joined. I'm so proud of him. First started to build his Ark. I know most of you, if not all of you, are a part of this because of David speaking to you or somebody else and so on within the group. So this is not an Arkworld corporate Zoom meeting. There's not other groups on it. You know, we have other groups in London, and we've had Birmingham and Africa and Caribbean and America and so on. This is a new group. You guys we're all to get connected as one group family here that started when David joined. And I'm so proud of him, as I said. I mean, David did incredibly. I'm going to embarrass him a little bit. He's smiling away. You know, I mean, he recruited, I think, about 30 people in his first month. I mean, that's pretty, I know, right? That's pretty awesome. And he's recruiting like crazy this month. So we share similar backgrounds, okay, within the multi-level marketing industry. Slightly different accent. Forgive my accent. I'll tell you where that's from in a minute. But yeah, we're similar backgrounds. I have a lot of respect for him because I know what it takes to recruit that kind of amount of people. You know, he works all out night and day, and he's been very successful before in multi-level marketing, but, you know, come from humble background beginnings, you know, just like myself, but he's doing an awesome job. And by the way, if you see me looking down here, I've had quite a lot of people ask before this event, this meeting, you know, certain things. Mark, would you mention this? Mark, would you mention that? So forgive me, guys, if you see the top of my head a little bit, because there's so many notes I've been given that I want to get over to you, and also some events and meetings coming up and stuff we're going to be doing as we develop as a group in these pioneering times that we have at Arkworld. This is your first real corporate contact, I guess, all of you with Arkworld. It's really important tonight to help you, to get you to understand what you've got in your hands. I mean, does that make sense to you? Whether you're a guest, and by the way, if you are a guest, you're very welcome. I'm just going to admit someone else. I just caught out the corner of my eye. Tina Coombs is coming on, David. She's joining us. Hi, Tina. Yeah, whether you're a guest, and you're more than welcome to be part of this, and thank you for joining us and giving us the time, or a distributor, you know, it's important to understand the big picture of Arkworld. As I said, what we've got in our hands, all of us. I started as a distributor in the company. And this is a pioneering goldmine time that, especially, I guess, if you've been in multi-level marketing before, and you've ever been at an event, and you've seen the people that pioneered it, and you've seen the people, you know, and I've been part of 2 different companies in the past, you'll know what I mean. You know, the guys that kind of were in that position, that was almost the best dreamy position to be in, that pioneered it and built the company. And that's the position we're all in. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And also the company support that you have at Arkworld. And I'm in actually one of the Arkworld offices. It's 100 degrees, as I said in here. This jacket might come off in a minute. By the way, just to let you know how dedicated we are, right? Look, even a pink leather chair, come on. I mean, you see someone smile. I mean, that's dedication, isn't it? So it's more like an art room. They got a lot of art in here, and everything's pink and purple, as we do in Arkworld. So we're gonna look at the big picture of the company and where we are at the moment with the opportunity. We're also going to look back. Obviously, I'm going to start there in a minute, where we've been, to give you guys an idea. David and I were talking about this yesterday. He wanted me to go back to my childbirth. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Don't worry about it. Right? I'm sure you got better things to do than listen to me talk about my childhood. But I'll let you know the background, how the company got started. And that's so important. I'm sure you can appreciate, you know, you guys, and I generally mean this, it doesn't always come across on Zoom or conference calls until you meet someone and see the whites of their eyes. But I really appreciate all of you and value you for being on here, you know, giving us your time. And this is important to look back, really, so that you can see what you've joined, right? See what Arkworld's really about and how it got started. We're also going to take a look at the products in the business and where we are now as a company, okay? And hopefully that'll be helpful to you as well, especially if you're a guest that will be, be interested in that part. And also where we're going, right? In the future and the position that we're in and going to be in. This is just the beginning, okay? This is not something that's been going for a while and we've had all this success and, and you're kind of getting involved a little later on. This is only the beginning of what I call phase 2, and we're going to be explaining what that means here tonight. Okay, so we'll take a look back at the company and how I got it started. Before I do, hands up who thinks I talk weird. Yeah. Oh, you guys are mean. Yeah, you're probably right. I was born in Brighton, right? I know. I mean, some people I know exactly. Who is that? Melody, thank you for your very expressive look you gave me. Yeah, I was born in Brighton, but my dad was a Scouse. Anyone from Liverpool? Yay, really? Cool. Where oh, UK, you're on mute, like you can talk. My dad was from Notty Ash, few friends from Old Swan, okay? So rest of the family down in Brighton, but also some New Zealand family. I got a zillion New Zealand cousins, Canada and so on. Plus, I've worked with American companies since I first became a distributor in one when I was a teenager. So with the American and don't forget, people up north don't say last and past, right? It's last and past, right? So exactly, bad accent that was. But right, so if you add that with American, you get me, which is confused. So makes sense to you. So yeah, forgive my accent, but I bet a few people ask me, Mark, where are you from? Where are you from? So there you go. As I said, this Arkworld story, we're going to take a look back. It's very important. Not only lets you know what you've joined, why Arkworld, I guess, not just how we've done it, but why, but the heart behind it. And that's really important. But also, as a Christian, that if any of you guys are Christians, but whether you're a believer or not, the fact remains the same, and that is that, this glorifies the Lord. It would not be here without him. This was given to me by the grace of God, and it's been an incredible journey that started quite a long time ago now. And as I said, wouldn't be here, wouldn't be possible. We wouldn't even have the products or any of it without him. So all the glory to him. How did I get it started? Okay, company got started by me after sadly watching my dad struggle with his health for years. Finally took his life when I was just a young man. And it was a tragic time for the family. I remember my mom as well was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in the same year that my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And it started in the bowel and then went to the liver. And they found 5 lesions on the liver. If any of you guys know anyone or experienced anything like that, you'll know what I mean. I was a young kid, but it was my first real kind of, tragedy, I guess, with anyone close to me and seeing what my dad was going through. He went from 200 pounds in weight down to 60 pounds in weight in a matter of 9 months. It was horrific to see. He was always a strong guy, a tough guy and kind of the old-fashioned guy and working out and, had a full head of hair. We've all been blessed, us Landons, with a lot of hair. And it was just very upsetting for me. I'm never going to get that across to you on this meeting, but you'll know what I mean if you've gone through anything like that with anyone close to you. At the same time, as I said, my mum was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and I had several family members with heart disease and other health issues. So I had all of that going on. And sometimes, all the attributes and, it's like everything comes together at once, the ingredients of success and, almost like circumstance, time, they all gang up together and give you this kind of purpose, right? Well, the Lord gave it to me, but it was like, the stage was being set, including my dad with what he was going through. And also at the same time, I came across a Nobel Prize winning discovery. I know some of you have heard about this already. At the time it was huge, and you've got to remember what my dad's going through with cancer. Okay, it's very relevant. I got invited to a medical convention. Having been in the industry before, a background in 2 different multi-level marketing companies, I found out about this through a radio show, and it was put there for me basically. And I went to a medical convention. in Las Vegas, took a holiday. And I got to also share this with you. I was also broke, by the way, at the time. I didn't have any money. I remember going to Vegas on a credit card, right? I didn't have any money at all. And I learned about a gas molecule, right? That probably David might have mentioned to some of you, connected with the pink drink, which we're drinking here. A gas molecule called nitric oxide. And I sat in a room with about 200 doctors, and they were talking about the role that this miracle molecule, as they called it, right? And this discovery was one in 1998, a while ago now. And they were talking about its role that it played in the cardiovascular system in the body, right? They're also making big claims concerning heart disease and cardiovascular health, but not just that, also cancer and other health problems. And that got my attention with what my dad was going through. Does that make sense? It's very important to me. As I said, with a background in 2 different companies, I got really excited about it. No one was doing this. This was not in multi-level marketing or any other company. There'd never been arginine in a nutritional product in any other company before. In fact, no one had brought it to Europe before. This was about 20 years ago now. I was a lot younger, and it took a long time getting this going and building Arkworld. But basically, with all these elements coming together at the same time, I got really obsessed to want to do something myself. And I went to work. I basically started to design a company. It's actually a friend of mine looked at me and, when I came across this discovery and said, Mark, why don't you do something? And I said, well, I don't know how to build a company, and I don't know anything about doctors but it's, amazing step by step how things come together if you have, enough faith, a little bit of work, dedication to the cause of something that means that much to you. Does that make sense to you? It happens inch by inch. So I went to work basically in designing a product and a company that could hopefully stop people from suffering the same way my dad had done, which was a real tragic, hard year for our family. It took about 3 years of work to build Arkworld. Cost, by the way, over $400,000 of money that I didn't have. So that was really difficult. And Arkworld doesn't have shareholders. We don't have investors, okay? So you try getting that amount of money without shareholders, investors, and so on. It's very, very difficult. No one really wants to really help you when you start something like this. At least that's what I found. I spent a lot of time researching, writing and designing the first Arkworld product formulation, the first 2 products, especially the pink drink. It took 1.5 years on the products, and I spent another 1.5 years on the business, on the marketing plan. David, thumbs up for the marketing plan, right? Exactly. I mean, I looked at just about every company that's ever been in multi-level marketing since 1959 Amway, right? From Avon to all of them. And I know some people have some negativity when it comes to these kind of companies. Well, that doesn't mean they will have to be the same. And I wanted to have a product. If I was going to have a product that was going to be not just an MLM product, I'm talking about an earth-shattering, product that really could help people. If I was going to do that, then I wanted to have a marketing plan and a business opportunity that would equal it. Does that make sense? And so I looked at everything ever written and went to work. Took 1.5 years to write the marketing plan. Arkworld's marketing plan pays out 3 to 6 times what any multi-level marketing company pays in the world. In fact, I don't even know if I should say this. I don't mean this arrogantly. I really don't. I don't even know if sometimes I say things you shouldn't, right? But I was thinking about this. If your check's $10,000 a month in another company, it just lost about $30,000 a month. That's how good this marketing plan is because of what the percentages we pay you. We'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. Over that time as well, I took a trip to Montana. I was invited out there from a friend of a friend, and I met up with a team of doctors. And this was where the breakthrough really started for me during that whole time. And I met up with a team of doctors, one of them including Dr. Jeff Galini. an incredible man, world-renowned scientist and formulator. And he helped me, by the way, when we had some of the finest minds for actually the top doctors in America, including arguably the #1 microbiologist in America, failed to make this pink drink. They couldn't formulate it. It'd never been done before, 6 grams of arginine in a nutritional product, the way we were going to do it. And this is very unique, which I'll talk about in a minute. So, sorry, we just got to mute all there. Wait a second. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think someone just joined. Excuse me, we just admit some people. There we go. So as I was saying, a trip to Montana, I met Dr. Jeff Galini, and that was a major breakthrough for me. And he put a lot of faith in me and what I was going to do and my dream and passion of helping others. And we shared a lot of similar interests. Now, another thing he always reminds me of is I never had a budget when I started Arkworld. And he said to me, I was the first person he'd ever met, and he's been in the industry some 40 years. In fact, he trained some of the Nobel Prize winners that won the Nobel Prize concerning nitric oxide. I should say that. A remarkable man. And he said I was the first person to ever come to him that wanted to design a product without a budget on it. He said everyone always puts a cap on it of what they want to spend. And he asked me why, and I said, well, I don't want to limit it. You know, we want to have something that works. I want to be a distributor and know that when I put someone on the products, it's going to do something incredible. And what's the point of doing this? There's a million companies that sell health products. I said, I want the absolute best. And I wanted to give him free reign. So after much testing, development, the 2 Arkworld products were born. In fact, we started the company with, got them here actually, the pink drink and micro. Then I went to work. I mean, you do all this, you prepare it all. And I knew that I had to get everything ready, products, marketing, and so on, to launch the company. And once I did, and after all the adversity, and there was a lot of things I had to go through in putting this together, and certainly against all the odds, by the grace of God, I was able to launch Arkworld on May the 1st, which was a Sunday. So that was an unusual day to get the company started. And we started the mission of helping others. Now, first month, I went absolutely crazy. I did everything I possibly could. I basically went to work. I started 3 meetings a week, trainings every Saturday, which I'll talk about in a moment. I mean, I was talking to lots of people. I was doing flyers. We've got some of these flyers in Arkworld, and you'll see them, little cheapy ones, or then we've got the more expensive ones and so on. I mean, I was doing 1,000 of those a day, and I thought that was a lot until David Booth told me he did 3,000 a day. I was very disappointed, David. But I was doing 1,000 a day of these. I was doing everything, running ads. I mean, I had 50 to 100 phone calls coming in a day. We were dragging people. We were dragging people in off the street into this office. And I got to explain my first office to you. Jules actually asked this question. That's why I made a note of it. Put this request in, I should say. The first Arkworld offices, they were above a pizza pub, right? And you could get I was doing 3 meetings a week on a Tuesday, on a Tuesday evening, on a Thursday evening, and on a Saturday morning, and a training class every Saturday. Right? So it's a lot of work. And we were getting, I was getting 10, 20 people every single meeting to come into the offices. And every Saturday with crowded room, you could smell the pizzas, what they were cooking downstairs. And we used to have competitions. I mean, we used to give free products away if you could guess what pizza they were cooking, right? That was some of our training class, right? I mean, this wasn't a successful company, okay? I mean, with my accent, a pink powder, right? And I couldn't afford labels when I started Arkworld. This is absolutely true. So I had, my accent, a pink powder, right? No labels in Brighton. If it was this time of the year, I'd be in serious trouble. You know what I'm saying? Brighton? Okay. So, it would look very different back then. In fact, I made a little list for you, how Arkworld, when we started. I had no website. I had no online support, right? Now, everyone tells you you need an online support, right, to be successful. I get a zillion emails every day from people that want to work with Arkworld. We had none of that. No social media. That hadn't even started. Mark Zuckerberg was still in, I don't know where he was, but he was in school, I imagine. We had no tools, no Zoom, right? No WhatsApp, no Telegram, Signal, none of these things and so on. No marketing tools. We didn't have, when I started, I got little cheap flyers made. That was the first thing I had. We didn't have any buttons, right? We had none of this, no t-shirts, any of that. No staff. I was the warehouse manager, the head of distributor relations. I was head of the order department, the office cleaner, right? I even tried to learn how to cook a pizza. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, this was the beginning of Arkworld, right? Not impressive, is what I'm saying. And I had no money either. I mean, I literally ran out of money, and I guess you could say no excuses, right? So, I just had to go to work. It had to work. I knew it was going to be the company history. And as I said before, I couldn't even afford labels. So I made the first ones myself. I went to a little company called Chromatics, and I got them to print them for me. And I took them back to my little office. And there's actually, I think, a picture on the website somewhere. And there's me gluing them on. So I used to glue them on at night with Yoo-hoo glue. Hands up if you heard of Yoo-hoo glue. Yeah, come on, Yoo-hoo. Yeah, no? Yeah, there you go. Some of you had. I used to glue on with Yoo-hoo glue, and then I'd sell the products the next day. And, I had to get people to buy it. I had to retail as well as recruit, because I needed to make money to run the company. So no one gave me much hope, right? I'm sure you can appreciate why I shared that with you. Obviously means a lot to me because, I remember back then it's the story of Arkworld, but it's very personal. And especially through my dad and losing my dad to liver cancer and the way he suffered and what he went through, and for me and my family. And no one, as I said, no one gave me a lot of hope really when I started Arkworld. In fact, some people were taking bets on how long I would last, and I was paying them by then, right? I mean, being my own IT team, had a meeting, how long? They gave me 6 months. It wasn't very impressive. We had people coming in the office all day, dragging him off the street. Even the neighbors were getting involved in the thing. And I suffered so many rejections. Boy, did I. David told me he was the king of rejection the other day. Well, I think I must have been the king of insults, because, I mean, I'm telling you, when you start something like this, people look at you like this, you know what I mean? It's like, I used to get people in meetings sitting, there's nothing worse than about 12 people sitting like this. They could care less. It was tough. It wasn't easy, right? As I said, especially with a pink powder, no label on my accent. But I kept talking to lots. And that was the real key for me, was being able to keep talking to lots, customer by customer, distributor by distributor, over and over. And even when people didn't want to listen to me, sometimes I'd have to talk to 20 people, you understand, to get one to listen, right? It's all about numbers. I had to go to war, really. We're just getting a little thing come up, disappear. In my first month, someone asked me to tell them my figures in the first month. I recruited 31 distributors in the first month of the company as the first distributor, 21 customers, which a lot of people forget, because it was really important for me. And I was getting people, wanting to try the product everywhere I went. And I had 92 people in the company by the end of the first month. So under those 31, I was able to help them get some distributors each and get people started. And 29 of them got to executive level. Hands up if you're an executive in the company already. It's already, yeah. Congratulations. We're going to be talking a little bit about that later on. And we had 29 of those in the first month, and we achieved $46,000 in wholesale or $73,000 in retail value in the very first month. So it was unbelievable. In fact, it was an industry record. Still today, I believe it is, from a standing start, not with a database of thousands that they often start companies with today. This was from scratch, right from the beginning. And since those early days, Arkworld has gone on to help so many people. In fact, we've helped people in over 19 countries. That doesn't mean Arkworld's officially in them. We're not yet. This is only the beginning. This is before we go global, right? So you're in the right place, right time. I promise you. If there's one thing I want to get over to you tonight, it's the big picture, the position that you're all in. Some of you will take this more seriously than others. Obviously, that's life, right? But we're in a position we've never, ever been in before. And really what we've done so far is soften up the market. These things take time. They do. And we've helped people in 19 countries, thousands of distributors. We've helped people in Africa and Caribbean, Pacific Rim, different places in Europe and so on, America. It's been incredible. And we've now completed phase 1 of the company, launching, I guess you'd call it, and building the foundation of Arkworld. Now it's the beginning of phase 2 of what we're doing in Arkworld. Over the next 5 to 10 years, and I truly believe this, if it's God's will, you're going to see millions of lives changed with this, with these products and opportunity all over the world. I've said America, we're already there. UK, we're already in officially as well. We do have offices and we make the products in America, in Montana. We have a 110,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Montana. It's second to none in the United States. Caribbean, said you're going to see a lot happen there. We've already had interest down there. We've even been on TV down in the Caribbean too, breakfast television. Africa, Arkworld Africa, we've already had people queuing, right? Standard of living breaks my heart down there, some of the people. We really have a lot of things we want to do with Africa down there with Arkworld Africa. But it's only just started, right? We've had people queuing to join Arkworld down there, sometimes 70 people to one laptop. And in countries where there's a war going on. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's unbelievable what's happened. Europe, of course. Now, this is pre-Europe, right? We haven't even gone into Europe yet. All right, and that's a $1 billion company right there on its own, just with the pink drink itself. If you knew, and again, please don't misinterpret this kind of thing. I don't wish anyone any offense with this. Nobody yet truly understands what you've got in your hands with this product. You don't, not yet. You will, and I'll hopefully help you to do that. It's way beyond anything in the industry, and it has, and I'll talk about it in a minute, ability to help people like you've never seen. We've had the most earth-shattering testimonials, and I'll go through the pink drink in a minute to give you an idea. But this is going to happen all over the place. And I suppose what I'm trying to get across to you with the pink drink and the products and this opportunity is that we are at the beginning of what I believe will be a global explosion with Arkworld. We're going to Arkanize them all over the place. It'll go down to Pacific Rim. We got already people in Australia and New Zealand that want to get this down there. Our labs and manufacturing are already TGA certified, as well as FDA approved and certified. So, we can get into the Pacific Rim. We've already made a lot of steps, right, in opening other countries and looking at the legals and so on, and marketing rights. So that's all to come. This is only the beginning. There's a point I want to get over to you tonight more than anything. It's that this is the time in Arkworld right now where the top leadership of the company, where the future millionaires of the company that I've personally seen in other companies, David knows very well what I'm talking about, are going to come from. This is the time where the pioneers of Arkworld are going to come from. Why not? When I started it, well, when you're laying a foundation, you spend a lot of time building the foundation. Someone asked me the other day, is this ground floor? I said, no. I said, we're still in the basement. All right. I mean, this takes time. Things like this take time. You wouldn't want to be involved in. This is the best time to join by far, right? The work and foundation has been laid. So, you're in the right place at the right time. I know that's corny. I know everyone always says that, but it's so true to capitalize on this golden opportunity. And, all this success, of course, none of this would be possible without a great product, all right? And it was what got me started in the beginning as a distributor was the Arkworld Products. And back then we only started with the pink drink. You haven't seen one yet, there it is, and micro. They were the first two products I had when I started the company, and looked very different, by the way, with my glued on labels. So proud of myself. So it looked beautiful, it was very humble. The Arkworld Products are probably, and if you're taking notes, here's a good one for you. They're probably the most non-multi-level marketing products in the multi-level marketing industry. And I'll tell you why. Okay, we're going to take a little time on this, okay, because we're going to talk a little bit about the products now, and then I'll get into the business with you. How are we doing? Okay, we're doing good. You see, the reason why is multi-level marketing companies, there's a budget to it, right? I mean, you have to make products to a budget, because don't forget, when you're selling a product through distributors, very often there's a retail profit that the distributors have got to make. So if the product's, 100 and they're giving you 40%, they can only sell it for 60 because you get the 40-pound difference, right? So they have to immediately sell it less. They can't sell it for 100 pounds because they need to make sure you've got a retail business. On top of that, usually there's royalties, commissions, bonuses, expenses you wouldn't normally have if you just invented a product and put it on Amazon. Does that make sense? Yeah. So there are a lot of other expenses with multi-level marketing. Because of that, a lot of companies make cheap products. They don't tell you they are. Then you'll never hear that from a multi-level marketing company, but they are cheap to make. They're not always that good quality. And I'm not here today. I don't think I'd get much respect for running down other companies. That's not what I'm here. It's just that often in multi-level marketing, and I'm sure if you think about it, you may have come across this or degree, you get poor quality products that aren't that earth-shattering, that they're not, you can get a better probiotic somewhere else. Does that make sense? I mean, I can see some of you nodding at me. You know what I mean, guys. So when I started this, it was unusual. I didn't budget this. I mean, we've paid as much as 40 to 50% in manufacturing cost when other MLM companies are paying 2 or 3. You're meant to have a 20, 25% markup when you run a company. Some are spending as little as 2 or 3, 4, 5% in America. So we spend a lot of money on it. We have the best ingredients, the best sources of products, which we'll get into in a minute for those ingredients. And they're the envy of the industry. I mean, we're hated. Multi-level marketing companies really can't. I mean, they all know about Arkworld. We were the first company of its kind to bring an nutritional arginine product into Europe. Never been done. Long before the others. I won't mention them. I won't mention one beginning with herb and ending in life. We don't want to go there, right? Won't mention Amway. We won't do that. We won't mention any of the others. You know what I'm saying, right? And no offense to them, but we were the first. We brought it in years before they even thought of it. We were. Don't forget working with Dr. Jeff and so on, and the Nobel Prize winners, and doctors like Dr. Barry Kanarak, Dr. John Cook. Dr. John Cook, if you're interested, wrote a book called The Cardiovascular Cure. Right, one of the most famous books to do with arginine and nitric oxide. He was the man that discovered ADNO. What is that? Arginine-derived nitric oxide. One of the greatest discoveries of our time in the health industry. That was Dr. John Cook. Wasn't Louis Ignarro. He discovered what the role nitric oxide played in the cardiovascular system. He was part of the 3 that won the Nobel Prize. So Dr. John Cook. Also, there's another great book out there called The Arginine Solution, written by Woodson, Freed, and Marrow that you can look up. And that, again, staggering claims. And remember, go back in my story now. When I went to Vegas to the medical convention, this is what they told me, and I'll get into it in a minute. Blew me away. And I thought, how is it no one's doing anything? So we were the first to do this. Arkworld products include not just the pink drink, the other products too, groundbreaking patented discoveries. Let me just admit someone who's slipped out by the looks of it. There we go. Welcome if you're just joining us. Hang on, I'm just going to admit a couple more people. There they go. Welcome to Arkworld if you're joining late. Groundbreaking patented discoveries. The science behind them is unbelievable. They're arguably, and I say arguably, the most bioavailable products on the market. We have an exclusive delivery system in Arkworld. Now, if I say micronutrition, you may have heard that expression before. There's nothing new in that. But our micronutrition is entirely different. Throughout Arkworld products, we work on the functionality of your villi in your intestines, in your intestinal area, with clearing out toxins out the body and delivering that nutrition to feed the cells. This is about cellular healing and cellular health. This is not some vitamin you can go and buy on Amazon. No offense to Amazon, by the way. You know, micronutrition, the way we do it, it's an exclusive delivery system. It means we feed the cells, basically, of the body by increasing your body's absorption rate. And it makes all the difference with the product. I'm sure you've all heard this, right? If you have healthy cells, you feel healthy. Sick cells, you feel sick. Okay? See, you're nodding. It's about putting the body in a state of ease, not disease. And that's massively important. The difference is staggering. You will notice them the longer you're on the Arkworld products. You glow, you know, you get a little shiny nose. Jules, I can see you there. Your nose is, David's coming along, right? We're not quite, we're developing David's shine, right? You get it's like a little healthy puppy dog, he looks now. And that's, you know, on the Arkworld products. All the Arkworld products are pharmaceutically graded, if you're taking notes. Not nutraceutical, pharmaceutically graded. That means the best grade possible, basically, put long story short. We can go through a lot of this later on in training classes. They all have a CGMP stamp of approval. That's current good manufacturing practices, which is important too, formulated in an FDA approved and certified state-of-the-art facility in Montana, in America, and under the guidance of a board we've put together called the Arkworld Scientific Advisory Board. And Dr. Jeff Galini is the chief executive scientist on that board, okay? The labs are in the top 1% of manufacturers and laboratories in the United States of America. And that's not us, we were voted, a poll was taken and voted in a magazine that we were in the top 1%, and also in the top 1% of that 1%. Okay, they're unbelievable. And we will be doing trips out in the future. David would bring a smile to space, I'd say this, for leaders and distributors to go out and spend time with our little cutie hats on and go around the labs and see Arkworld products being made. So they really are something else. Now you can also, I'm going to talk about the products just for 10, 15 minutes, but you can find more information about them on the website, www.arkworld.net. Also on social media, there's some, I should mention, there's some fabulous articles on the website. If you haven't read the science behind these products yet, it's on, go to the website. It's really worth a read. Plus, go to our Arkworld YouTube channel, right? We have, hang on, got a very important moment in the meeting. We got to just stir our big drink. If you go to YouTube, we've got a video on each product, the pink drink, micro, purple pill, and ship-shape products, you know, so you can get more information. You can look into them more. And I know some of you were, any of you on a product training with Jules recently? Any of you? Raise your hand. Yeah. Wasn't she great? She is. I mean, she's a sweetheart too. What an incredible person. I tell you, without Jules, David would have lost his, what did he call her? His that's rude, David. Personal assistant. Exactly, smiling, right? No, you know, she's incredible. I've got to say, Jules, along with all the staff, I don't like the word staff. We're all family. I'm staff too. Don't forget. Along with the whole, let's call it Arkworld family of distributors and people that work at the company. You know, the heart behind it. I've just got to say, I've been in, as I said, 2 multi-level marketing companies, and I've never seen anything like it. You know, if something goes wrong or someone needs some help, we quickly get on it. We're there to support and serve. And I can see some of you nodding. You know, you even get cutesy little messages on your invoices. Some of you guys were quite shocked about that, and welcome to the company. You know, look, all right, I know, right? It's corny, right? But it's a family. Arkworld is. I mean, Jules has been incredible with her help and support. David's, you know, would agree with me on that. And a lot of them, everyone. Richard in America, I believe, is on this. There wouldn't be in America if the Lord hadn't blessed me with Richard. Let me clue you in. Wouldn't be here. Arkworld in America is only there because the Lord blessed me with Richard in my life as a friend. And as I said, all the Arkworld, whether they're staff or not, we're all kind of part of the same family, and we're all friends. So I'm so grateful now, and I am truly, by the way. Jules did a product training recently on the products. I'm only going to spend a couple of minutes on each one, okay, for tonight. We'll do more later on, but let's just talk about the pink drink for a minute. Pink drink is arguably the only pre-digested nutrition, well, let's say arguably it is, but I'll put the word arguable in for my legal team. It's arguably the only pre-digested nutritional arginine product in the world that converts to nitric oxide and enters the vascular system within 20 minutes of drinking it. Within 20 minutes of you drinking this, right? It's the only nutritional arginine product in the world that converts to nitric oxide from arginine. Remember I said ADNO, arginine-derived nitric oxide. It's the only one that does it and enters the vascular system within 20 minutes of drinking it. You only have 45 minutes for nitric oxide to work in your vascular system. And I love these facts. I hope you don't mind me, David, just sharing a few more with you. I mean, your vascular system is arguably 60 to 70,000 miles long. If I just took one of you or me, and it would go around the entire world 2.5 times. I know, what a creation we are. Well, nitric oxide goes around all of it, right? In fact, blood flows from the heart back to the heart within 60 seconds. You imagine the force and power that takes to do that, and it goes around the world 2.5 times. It's quite remarkable. It's actually, when you think of the way we eat and the diet today and the way we often live, especially in the Western world, it's a miracle we make 50. I don't know if you've ever thought of that. It really is. Well, this enters your vascular system and goes round that vascular system that goes round the world 2.5 times in 20 minutes. Nothing else out there does this. You have 45 minutes to get it to work. If you don't do it within that time, nitric oxide levels deplete. They go down. On the reverse of it, one cigarette stops your nitric oxide levels for up to 8 hours, stops all blood flow. Of course, it's still flowing, but it slows it down. One French fry, little chip, or what do you call them in America, fry, is as bad actually for a child under 5. It stops nitric oxide levels for up to 8 hours. It's horrific. So you'd be amazed what they put in this food. It was taken from Nobel Prize winning science, as we talked about earlier, and it's way ahead of its time. Now, this is what I wanted to read to you. I have no chance of remembering this. According to the science available, the miracle molecule, nitric oxide, can help with the following. Now, when I tell you this list, I want you to remember the pink drink supplies nitric oxide, okay? And here's the list, and this is not a claim on pink drink, it's a claim on the science and such articles or books and journals, medical journals and books like The Arginine Solution. Can help with the following: heart disease, and also not only prevent but cure the following. That was actually written in a magazine. You know, their claim, not ours. Heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, injury, pain and injury, long-term memory, erectile dysfunction, many other circulatory and cardiovascular problems, respiratory health. Wow. Increases human growth hormone, energy, endurance, recuperation after exercise. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Clogged arteries, blood clots, everything. There's nothing better on this planet than this at doing it. And we've had tens of thousands of people using it for some of the health issues that I've just read to you with miraculous results. You know, during COVID, wow, there was some stories that make your hair curl with what happened with the pink drink and micro and the purple pill, which we'll come to in a minute. It's also been voted, even voted in America, the #1 pre-workout product in America. So it's also a great sports product, right? Because it supplies 20% more oxygen than any other arginine product of its kind in the world. And we didn't do that. There was many articles. One was in, you might want to look it up. One was in a magazine called Science Daily, which had a great article about the pink drink. It's astounding, and it's our flagship product. And if we hadn't been blessed with it, we'd never got through those early years. Wouldn't have happened. We just admit Andy has joined us. Welcome, Andy. Oh, we've also got someone else coming on. Okay. Micro, the magical micro, we call it. Where's a micro? Here we go. Second product. You know, we also, when I started out, well, we started with a pink drink of micro. We call it the magical micro. It's not a multivitamin mineral product. Don't be confused to think it is, because it would be easy for any of us to do that when you look at it. There's much more to it. It's targeted, concentrated product that aids with cellular healing and repair. It has an exclusive delivery system in it. And it goes to work on repairing the villi in your intestines. So it actually goes to help you detoxify your cells and also absorb nutrition, food, and it will speed up the results. If you take the micro alongside the pink drink, you'll get better results from the pink drink. Why? Because most people's absorption is impaired. That makes sense? Micro is a phenomenal product, you know, for overall health, detoxifying you. As I said, don't be confused. It's not just a multivit. CoQ10 alone in it is a potent CoQ10. There's 20 milligrams in it. That's probably stronger than most you'll buy in a health store where you buy 100 milligrams. So it's very powerful product, micro. I can't say enough about it. It's arguably the most important product in Arkworld, because most people don't get enough vitamins, minerals anyway. They don't, not in the food they're eating. Does that make sense? Purple pill, one of the most recent, more recent product we brought to the company. Wow, am I going to promote this? Here it is. Purple pill. What a product. One of the most powerful, forget Arkworld for a minute. This has been one of the most powerful, most researched products in the whole industry to date. It's also known as the youth pill. You know, I'm 83. Pretty good, right? All right, okay, bad joke, but you know, thanks, sweetheart, appreciate it. You know, this is unbelievable. I can't get this enough to you. It's even been drug coded by the FDA. That's not a drug, okay? Not a drug at all. But they've given it a drug code because there's nothing to compare to it on Earth. That's when they give you a drug code. It's got double patents on it. It's a new discovery to the health industry, not just to Arkworld, and it targets the 3 A's of healing. What are they? Anti-inflammatory, anti-aging, and alkalizing. Okay, the 3 A's. I know Jules has been through all of this with you. Stands alone as an anti-aging product. Regenerate. Here, if you want the main function of it, it regenerates and rejuvenates cells. It's a remarkable product. Jules is a big fan, right? Hands up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, if you've got any kind of pain or injury, bodybuilders use it, people that train, muscle ache, pain. 1 purple pill is more powerful than 2 aspirin. And better for you in the body. Oh boy, as I said, anti-aging, inflammation. I mean, it leads the way in the fight against inflammation. And don't forget, you get inflammation with many things: cancer, heart disease, even working out. You get inflammation in the body, and too much of it. Okay, it's an amazing product, way ahead of its time. Every home should have a purple pill in it. I never, when I started out, when I always tried to sell pink drink and micro together, they go together like a soup. Nowadays, I always try and get people on the very least to get a multi-pack, which is a purple pill as well. Powerful, powerful product, and very popular at Arkworld. I'm not going to do it justice. Lastly, Shipshape. Now, Shipshape, I've had a lot of questions about. Arguably the healthiest and most effective and most scientifically advanced weight control and fat burning product line in the industry. It took 12 years to make. Just check for time here. Okay, we're doing well. 12 years to make, 7 years in development, and cost millions of dollars. Shipshape, I had the idea for Shipshape when I launched Arkworld. The Shipshape Super Ark Food, or Shipshape Shake, is coming in the new year. It's not here yet. We only tested the market. It's been phenomenal, you know, incredible to do. We wanted to actually, it's like softening the market. The real shake comes out in the new year, and that's when we're going to be holding special trainings on Shipshape. You know, you're also going to be coming on certain, like this, webinars, Zoom meetings, also with Dr. Jeff Galini. I know David's looking forward to that. You know, we're going to get some of the medical staff on with us too on some of these calls. And they're going to tell you about Shipshape. It's remarkable, and I'll tell you why. I mean, it's not only a meal replacement, first of all, it's the healthiest and most complete meal ever formulated. It's in another league from shakes you'll get in multi-level marketing. Doesn't even compare. Not only is it the best nutrition possible, you know, vitamins, minerals, botanicals, and so on. I mean, it has probiotic blends in it. It's a remarkable product, but it contains a new protein source, something called protein, but well, you'll hear about it more at a later date. To give you an idea of what I mean, has been proven to be a more efficient, have a better efficiency rate in your system. In fact, you don't need as much of it. 20 grams of this protein is like taking 30 to 35 of another protein. It's the way it's formulated. It's something, you don't have to remember this, called peptide processing. We have a whole unique way of developing the compound called protein, naturally, by the way. All Arkworld products are natural. It's arguably the most important product in the range in terms, again, like micro for nutrition. And it's coming out in the new year. You can't buy it yet, right? The ShipShape Shake is coming. It's my favorite product. As I said, this is not just going to be a new shake to the industry. It's a new protein source to bodybuilding, to weight loss, to athletes. It's going to be huge. I personally believe this will be bigger than Slim Fast. I do. It's going to be massive. You're going to see ShipShape. We have plans to put it on TV eventually, and then the distributors get the leads. We're not going to sell anything, right? And that's the difference with Arkworld. You guys benefit from ShipShape. It's at the start of it. So you're involved before we even launch it. You guys get to be at the start. ShipShape Inferno, by the way, look at this. There's the shake, right? Got a couple here. And the fat burner. These fat burners are on sale now. So don't underestimate this fat burner. It's such an exciting product. Jules, 4 inches or 5 you lost? 4? 5? Yeah, exactly, right? You melt with this fat burner. I mean, I lost 28. I was starting to get a little chubby, right? David, I'm sorry, but I gotta admit it to you. I was putting on some weight, probably sitting too much at computers, eating goodies, right? I have a sweet tooth, terrible. And I lost 28 pounds and 4 inches from my waist on ShipShape. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to tell you within 10 weeks because apparently that's a claim. So I can't tell you that. But it was incredible. I mean, you feel different. Your eyes look different. The way you feel, your skin, right? You just feel different. This fat burner is incredible. It contains a magic ingredient that burns fat quickly and then disperses it in your system to be used as energy. Right? It's a remarkable product. It burns fat to be used as energy. But here's one I want you to make a note of. The fat burner, it's so ahead of its time, it even burns fat in your arteries. So we have a lot of people with heart disease using it. And your liver too, clears fat out the liver. It's a remarkable product, underestimated in so many ways. The benefits are incredible. We'll go through a lot more of this at a later date, of course, and you'll get to hear the science behind all of this. But it is a unique innovation and breakthrough in weight control and fat burning. It's never been done before. It's a new discovery to the industry. I won't go into this tonight, but you're going to hear in the new year when we launch ShipShape all about ShipShape 221 diet plans that are going to be available. They work like crazy. They're coming in 2024. You'll absolutely love it. Don't miss the boat. Here's what I want you to make a note of in your notes. It's not, you know, it's not when it arrives that makes the difference. If any of you guys are looking at this as a serious business opportunity, along with David, myself, Jules, and others in the company and so on, and you really want this as to make a serious business of this, don't miss the boat with ShipShape. The pink drink's unbelievable. I tell you, it's a multi-billion-dollar product on its own, and I'm not talking about it for the money either. There's millions of people we can help with this product. Unbelievable. We already have helped so many already, but it's just the beginning. But it's not about later on, right? It's what you do now before ShipShape arrives that makes the difference. Does that make sense? You could have 100, 200, there could be 1,000 people involved in this team by the time ShipShape comes out. And then everybody gets to capitalize on it. Does that make sense? Okay. there's been a lot of success stories over the years. So as I said, we're not going to, for claims reasons, we're not going to do it on this call tonight, on this Zoom meeting. But if you want any stories, success stories, you know, along with my weight loss one, and you know, there's, as I said, a lot of them, incredible stories. Jules has got them. You can call the company, speak to me, speak to David. I was talking to David about a few of them yesterday, and he couldn't believe it, right? I mean, there is some remarkable stories. So all around the world, just get in touch with us and we'll help you on testimonials. There's zillions of them. Best way to sell anything is testimonials. Now, obviously, with products like these, there's a great business. And what we want to finish on tonight is the Arkworld business. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the big picture, what's going on in the company, and looking ahead. You know, the Arkworld business opportunity is miles ahead of anything out there in the marketplace. Don't have to take my word for it. You know, it pays us, as I said before, it pays out 3 to 6 times what any other company pays. You know, right now, wouldn't you say it's fair that globally, because of COVID and lockdowns, there's a lot of people right now could do with some more finances? I mean, there's been a lot of people lose businesses and jobs. Millions actually have lost jobs. It's a miracle, thanks to the Lord, we got through COVID. I'll be honest with you. A lot of companies bigger than us didn't. You know, a tough time for everybody, health-wise and financially. It's a recruiting bonanza right now. You know, who doesn't need a free home-based business right now? Really? Do you know what I'm saying? That we can help a lot of people. People forget that we can help a lot of people with finances. By the way, I appreciate we're coming up to 7 minutes past. We've been talking a while, so, you know, if you need to stand up and boogie a little bit, get ourselves remotivated. We got, just as I said, stay with me for the business and the big picture before we close. I appreciate you hanging with this time. I know it's been a little while. Oh, more people to admit. Hang on, let me do that. Okay. As I said, pays out 3 to 6 times more than other companies. It's insane, this plan. Insane. I can't tell you how many phone calls I've had with David where he keeps calling me and saying, I just realized how great this marketing is. It's unbelievable. He says, it's unbelievable. And then he phones me the next day, and then he finds out something else about it. He says, this is unbelievable, right? Isn't David a nice guy, but isn't he exciting, right? You know David? Raise your hand if you like David. Thank you. Right. Raise your hand if you don't. What? Right, hang on, let's just delete those, David, for you. I'm just kidding. You know, we have many conversations, and this, remember, this is so exciting tonight, right? I hope I hadn't lost you a little bit. I know it's a lot of information to take in, but this is the first meeting, okay? There's a lot. This is not just a normal meeting. This is us getting to know each other. There's a lot of information here to cover, and I really appreciate your time. It's hot, it's summer, meant to be. And as I said, you know, it's a lot of information. The business is a lot more to this business than a lot of other companies. We pay 5 areas of income, you know, nothing particularly new there. 7 positions in the company you can work from, 20 to 40% in retail profit you can earn. Yes, David, there is a retail business, my friend. He knows I'm messing with him. You know, we've had some incredible retail incomes, unbelievable. You know, we've had some people making 2, 3, 4, 5,000 a month in retail alone. You know, we've had clinics, gyms. We had someone in the Caribbean selling 125 pink drinks a month, retail. I mean, that's serious, isn't it? He did 8,000 a month in retail. I don't know how you even do that. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's got to be a record. 20% as a distributor, and most of you know this, I think. You get discount and making retail profit. You can make 40% as an executive. Okay, that's double the money, same job. You can earn royalties and bonuses too of up to 38% down to 7 levels. Now, if you've been in multi-level marketing, let me just go over this in case you missed it. You can earn a staggering 30% per person in Arkworld in royalties, when other companies are paying 5. Right. It's insanity. You've got to understand something about Arkworld, and I hope you take this away with you tonight. As I said, I do appreciate it's hot. This is a lot of information. We're a distributor-run company. We will never have shareholders and we'll never go public. When we're doing 10 gazillion a year, right? We've been successful so far, but nothing compared to what's to come. We're not going to develop into this corporate money-making corporate machine. This wasn't designed that way. This was given by grace of God to me, and it's there for people to help with their health. How much money does one person need, really, or one company? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is about sharing. The top 10 distributors is the board, then the next top 10 and the next 100 in each country, and then work with the leadership and the distributors. The distributors, very much a distributor-run company, run this company, not corporate. It's not a corporate MLM, it's a distributor-run MLM. There's a big difference. Arkworld pays up to 80%, you've been taking notes, back to distributors. Okay, 80%. It's breathtaking. No one's ever done this before. 30% in royalties. You'll never find that in MLM ever. Not in the future either. 2 by 2, you build your arc. I know it's corny, right? It's cool. And you can work your way out Arkworld Stairway to Success. And you get to earn more bonuses, obviously, on the leadership teams, and you get to earn to infinity, not just down to 7 levels. This is remarkable. There's no stone unturned here. I looked at every marketing plan ever written virtually. And if some of you know marketing plans, if you don't, I'm sorry, I'm about to bore you, but binaries, uni-levels, stair-step breakaways, which has been the most common, matrices, variable width matrices, they come up the weirdest, most stupid, crazy names, right? I don't know how they do it. And I looked at them all. And we took the best bits of every marketing plan ever written. And that's what you got at Arkworld. It's unbelievable. I can't explain it any more than that. You'll just find out as you build your business how incredible this is. David, nod, yeah, it's incredible. Exactly. Now, if you're new to multi-level marketing, I thought I'd give you a little bit here if you're brand new to it. You won't know any of this, okay? But it doesn't matter. I was new to multi-level marketing too. It's a business at the end of the day. You know, we help people with their health. We help people with their wealth. We get them involved in the company. So if you're new, don't worry about it. As I said, I was new. I joined an MLM company when I was a teenager. And it was a weight loss company. And I went to my first meeting, just having a sip of pink drink. How are we doing? Everyone still okay? Give me a show of hands. Still okay? Hanging in there? Okay. We can do it. Come on. It's important, this. I went to my first meeting. I never owned a suit. I was a teenager and I wear a Panama hat and I had earrings and I wore, you know, my best earrings, by the way, to the meeting. Just got to share that with you. And jeans. I look good though. I got to share that with you. I mean, it took me a while, but that was my first meeting. And it was a weight loss company. And I remember the first meeting I ever went to, and a lady stood up and said, "Hi, my name is Mary, and I lost 43 pounds last month." I think it was 43 or 42, 43 pounds last month. No, in the first 3 months, that was it, first 3 months, and I feel great. Now I'm 18. Now you got to not mocking Mary, by the way, for anyone who writes into the company. I was 18. I could have cared less about weight loss. You know, I'd had no recognition as a kid, right? So I was probably more interested in making something of myself, right? There I was in my jeans and Panama hat. In fact, I've known Jules so long. I think, no, it wasn't when the Ark was there the first time around, was it, Jules? No, it wasn't. No, it was back in the early day, right? Multi-level marketing. And one of the companies I joined, and they said to me, right? The company said, talk to people you know, right? You got to practice on people you know. And this was weight loss. And so I went home to my mom and I said, "Mom, you're fat. Why don't you try this?" And she said, yes. She bought the product. I mean, I thought, this is easy. This pitch is easy, right? Next person, by the way, don't do that. My pitch has improved a little bit over the years. Next person I tried that with, I thought they were going to hit me. So, you know, 18, what an arrogant kid. So, you know, that was my first taste of multi-level marketing. So if you're new here, okay, don't worry about it. You'll learn it. Just takes time. You know, here's how it works. Every time you sell a product, this is really how you want to explain it to those that have never been in this industry. You know, to a customer, you get paid a profit, right? That's how it works. You get paid retail profit. And Jim Rohn, someone I used to work with and know, Jim Rohn used to say, profits are better than wages. Thank you. Who's that? No, Katrina, see you down there. Profits are better than wages. They certainly are. You can also recruit distributors, okay? What does that mean? People just like you to sell the products to. And every time someone in your business sells that product, you get paid a royalty on it. You've been in MLM before, I'm now probably boring you silly, but there's a lot of people out there don't know this, right? And you'll get paid off of other people. Jim Rohn once said that to me, and I heard him say it on a tape once, actually. And my question was the same question he had when he started his business in multi-level marketing and built his first distributorship. And that was, hang on a minute, if I get paid off of other people every time they sell a product, question, how many people can I get? Answer, as many as you like, right? I mean, it's unlimited. There's no end to this. And you get paid a royalty even when you're asleep, just like in the music business. Residual income, royalties are the highest form of income on earth. Don't think there's anything else higher than that. There isn't. The highest paid profession on earth, you know what it is? Sales profession. Another good friend of mine, well, someone I grew up with actually, first workshop I ever went to was somebody called Lawrence Thompson, Mr. Larry Thompson. And, you know, he always talked about sales profession. You know, if you stopped the legal profession, you know, a few days, nothing much happened, right? Not a lot. You stop the medical profession in a few days, not a lot's going to happen, right? You stop the sales profession, in one day the country comes to its knees, right? Because you can't turn over $1 or a pound, the stock market would crash, you wouldn't be able to buy anything. Sales affects everything. And we're in the top part of that with a product that hasn't even come out yet, ship shape next year, that's going to head up the whole weight control industry and fat burning industry, with a product like the pink drink that's never been seen, that comes from Nobel Prize winning science with the most earth shattering testimonials. When 2,000 people a day die of heart disease in America, the government spend more money in America from the Federal Reserve on terrorism than they do on heart disease. And yet every single day, a World Trade Center disaster of people die needlessly, right? I'm telling you, we haven't just got great products and a great business. We're at the forefront of what I believe, I believe the real serious explosion in this industry is yet to come. You know, when you look at the world as it is and the timing we have right now with COVID, health is more prevalent now in people's minds, wouldn't you say, than ever in history? Or in our lives, certainly. Wouldn't you say that? I would. We got something that can affect that. I promise you, right? We can make a difference. People need Arkworld. They need this opportunity. And we have the power to sell it and get paid a profit from it, which we're entitled to do, and recruit people, and we get paid a royalty. You get to work for yourself, but you're not alone. You're not by yourself, right? You get to work with your sponsor, the leadership, the company. It's incredible, the support at Arkworld. No other company supports the distributors like Arkworld does. You can work part-time, full-time. Choice is yours, or all the time. Right. Like David Booth. Right, there he is, smiling. And the best part is you get to be your own boss. Right? You know, you've heard this expression before, guys. It's nothing new to you. You earn what you're worth, right? Instead of what someone else thinks you're worth. That's the difference, right? Because Arkworld rewards value, not time. Not time. There's a difference. It's value that creates wealth, not an hourly wage. It's the value you bring in that hour, not what you're being paid, not the time. To be successful in Arkworld, all you got to do is 3 things, and then we're going to get into the big picture. A few tips for you in the big picture, and we're getting near to closing it then. So hang on in there. Some of you might have heard me seen this before, or seen it online or somewhere, but you know, and this isn't just Arkworld, this is multi-level marketing in general. Tell me a business that doesn't do this. All we got to do is use the products, talk to people, everybody does it, and teach other people to do the same. Use, talk, teach on Monday. Every company in MLM does the same thing. You use, you talk, and you teach others. That's how you build an organization. Monday, you use the product, you talk to people, and you teach others to do the same. Tuesday, use, talk, teach. Use, talk, teach. Wednesday, it's repetitive. It's being consistent. Now, we don't have to go into using the products, right? We don't. I mean, it's obvious common sense, right? You're not going to get very far if you're not on a product and you're saying you should take the big drink and you have no idea what it's like, right? It's not even ethical, is it? I mean, you know what I mean? You got to be on the products. And you'll only ever really sell what you use. So try and use all the products and get behind them. You know, they're unbelievable. Talking to people, and we'll go into this more in business training, which we'll talk about in a minute. There's a training class coming up. We're starting some trainings next week. And I'll tell you about in a minute. Can't wait to do them. Talking to people, keep it simple. Again, you may have heard this stuff before. Telling testimonials, very simple. Testimonies are always more powerful. This is good to do this meeting tonight, but a testimonial will always outweigh any facts. I can tell you that, or any certainly opinions. But testimonial is the best fact of all. You know, we're not all going to talk the same way. We're not. Where you're going to see people with different languages and from different cultures and so on, different skin colors, doesn't matter, right? You don't all talk the same, doesn't matter. Don't all have the same background of talent or education, right? When I started Arkworld, I'll tell you, I had a list, there's a story for you. I had a 21-year-old girl, right? Was in the music business. She joined Arkworld and didn't know much about any of it. And she starts doing well. She got a 600-pound check in her first month. Imagine that. It's unbelievable. Didn't know much at all. You know, our meetings were basically, well, I don't know much about it, to be honest with you, and the product, but I'm on the pink drink, and I love pink. She loved pink. Everything had to be pink. And Jules, well done, by the way, on the pink lamp. I just got to commend you. It's well thought out for the meeting. And everything was pink and fairy and fluffy, and that was how she was. And yeah, so she started doing well, getting some, you know, incredible. And she does it. She said, I think I can do the training, Mark. So she starts doing the training. I was doing a training class every week, every Saturday. And she does it. And she stood up in front of the audience, and this was her training. She said, in the land of the one-eyed man, the blind are king. Now, can anyone tell me what's wrong with that? Right? The phrase is, right, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, right? We've heard that before. In other words, you know more than your guests do, right? Even if you know a little bit from tonight, tomorrow when you speak to someone, you're going to know a lot more than them. Well, you know, she got it the other way around, basically. Now, you had to be there. But when you're going to understand that this was one of my top distributors, right? This is how we started the company. She didn't talk the same as me. You see what I'm saying? She didn't talk. I had a kangaroo farmer, right? I had a kangaroo farmer from Australia join Arkworld, right? Sounds like I made it up, I promise you. You know Crocodile Dundee? Any of you guys see the movie, right? Crocodile, that was Gary. Gary joined, he said, "G'day." I mean, I'm serious. I was in Florida with him once, and they're talking to some people by a swimming pool, and I heard his pitch, and this was it. He said, "Oh, mate," he said, do you want to come to a party? I thought, what party? He's inviting them to a meeting. I mean, this was just the way he was. Oh, mate, I'm pumped up. Everything was pumped up. He said, there's this pink powder, mate. We're taking it like it's going to be unbelievable. And he said, do you want to get involved? It's great. And they just looked at him. It's like, that guy made $10,000 a month in 6 months. All he did was wander around saying, hello, mate, I'm pumped out. I'm pumped out. I was all done. I'm pumped out. I'm pumped out. Sorry, laughing. Jules, you knew Gary. Unbelievable, right? It's just incredible. We're not all going to talk the same, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? He couldn't read or write, by the way. No disrespect to him. Incredible guy. Just used to go up to people. So, and now I've got you all together. I'll tell you about my product. Right? That was Gary. Right? He even pitched a guy once standing at a urinal. I mean, that's not even law, is it? Are you allowed to do that? I mean, that takes guts if you're guys here, by the guys. Takes a lot of, I mean, well, we're not all going to talk the same way, right? None of us are. Doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. Just keep it simple, tell testimonies. And it's numbers anyway. It's how many you talk to. And another thing, if you're taking notes, it's not what you say that matters. Never is. People always ask me, what do you say, Mark? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? It's not what you say that matters. It's how you feel about what you say that matters. It's sincere, genuine excitement, not fake excitement. You know, how you feel about the painting, how you feel about the opportunity is going to determine your success in your future. Someone joins the company, they go right to the top, right? Quicker than other. Why? You know why? Because they see it. Their value is greater, so they go out and do more. Simple as that, the way they see it. You know, we had a lot of success over the years with this. One of the best ways of recent times is wear the button. Where is it? There we are. And push the button, right? On your phone, get YouTube, get the videos. Someone says, oh, and you say, aha, or that, and you do that. It's simple, right? You don't need to know anything. You just wear the button and push the button. Monday, wear the button, push the button. That's it. And they say, well, how's the picturing do? I say, I have no idea, but wait a second. That's how it works. They say, how do I join this business? You say, I have no idea. Have you got 20 minutes, half an hour? I say, okay. Don't worry if you don't, but we do it anyway. Press the button, right? Wear the button, press the button. Show them the business opportunity meeting. I knew a guy called Jim Faber once, a mattress salesman when I was a kid. And he made something like 140, 150,000 a month in multi-level marketing. He made 20 million overall. And I was on a conference call with him and, you know, I was pitching him about Arkworld actually. and, you know, you know how he did that? Anyone old enough here to remember when VHS came out? David, you're too young. Don't put your hands up. Yeah, exactly. VHS, what's that, right? Betamax. I mean, when videos came out, it changed everything. Do you know you have videos on your phone? You can wear the button. Someone says, what's that? You say, ha, press the button, right? Very simple. We're going to get into this in training. It's not training tonight, but you know, there's a lot of simple ways and tools you can use in Arkworld. Just use, talk, teach every single day. And you know the key to this? Teach. Duplication is key. It's the key to wealth. If you want to really build an organization, you're going to need to recruit and you're going to need to duplicate skills. Duplicate this to others and keep it simple. The simpler it is, if you wear the button and push the button every day, guess who can do that? Everybody, right? Everyone can do that. It's difficult if you're going to do a 2-hour seminar. You don't need, even this meeting tonight, you don't need to know this. You don't. You can go online. You can watch a video. Tonight's a welcome. Tonight's special. You know, meetings like this, company history, products, and business, you can do them in 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. You can do them in an elevator and do them in 30 seconds. Company got started by Mark. It was pretty incredible. Against all the odds, did 46,000 his first month, brought out these products. This pink string, let me tell you, it's unbelievable, right? Does everything. You can't imagine. You've got to be on this thing. And the business, oh, what do you do for a living? I tell you, there are people making tens of thousands on this thing, and it's just beginning. How would you like to get involved right now before it goes global? Pioneering time. When's the best time to join? Now. Don't wait 10 years and then wonder what happened, right? I think David sent a message out recently, didn't he, saying that some people wonder what happened. Yes, he'll tell us later, right? Yeah, exactly. He's looking for it now. We'll do it later, David. Yeah, you know what I mean. Don't be one of those that look at it and go, what happened, right? This is a pioneering time. Been a lot of successful stories. You know, we've had people, as I said, already we have been on breakfast TV in down Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica, and different countries down there. It's been staggering. You know, Africa, as I said, blew me away. But we're not official in those countries yet. We're going to be taking it down there. We have a lot of global plans. This is the start. Before we get into finishing off tonight with the big picture, I just want to mention what we're doing next week, okay? Next Thursday and the Thursday after, it's going to be about an hour and a half each session, so it's not for the faint-hearted. I know it's hard listening. I do appreciate that. I understand this is a long time to listen to a meeting. but it is the first. And if you know, this is a celebration to you. Thank you to you for joining, and David, and something what I believe is very special here with all of us together. And I believe this is going to grow into something very special. So it's very important to go through these things. Next week, next Thursday at 8 o'clock, and the following Thursday, we're going to be doing a business training. We're going to have the call open. You'll be able to ask questions and so on. It's going to be incredible. Going through things like retailing, recruiting. If you want to make a 50 customer base, or you want to get to $10,000 a month, not that that's an issue. You want to make $100, fine. You want to, you know, and it's not about the money either. Don't think I'm just talking money here. I'm just using it as a measuring stick of success. Okay, so we're going to be getting into retailing. We're going to get into recruiting, how to recruit, presentations, something called recruiting versus inviting. We're going to teach you some stuff. You get paid for decisions in this business, not thinkers, and not inviting. We're going to talk about that. In terms of how many presentations you've done, numbers, David's favorite word. I think it's above his bed, isn't it, David? Numbers, somewhere. Good book too, by the way, in the Bible. Get daily rejection. Know your odds. You know, these are important subjects we're going to go through, because I see a lot of people join this industry, you know, and I got to be careful here, because I'm not devaluing, you know, lower incomes against bigger incomes. I'm not. You know, rich is relative, isn't it? You know, there are some people, when I was a teenager, if you'd given me $1,000 a month, I'd have been a multi-millionaire. Yeah, I had nothing. So, you know, I mean, rich. In fact, when I started Arkworld, hands up how much money I had. I'll tell you, £5 is what I was worth. Exactly. And the Lord blessed me with 400,000. So go figure that one out. Unbelievable. That's how much it cost to build it. You know, I see a lot of people join and they don't necessarily have the success that they should. Why? Right? A lot of it is numbers, really, and also not hanging around the flagpole long enough. But we're going to get into this. I want to get into why, you know, the whys behind it. Talking to some, talking to lots, daily method of operation. We should be working together on this. You probably already noticed that I'm a distributor. Not just the president and founder of the company, but I started as a distributor. So what, and that's rare today. You won't join many MLMs today where the president of the company is also a distributor in the company. You know, I'm wondering, it's impossible for me not to talk someone. You might as well, I don't know. It's like saying the sun isn't going to come up, right? You know what I mean? If you're wandering around, you got this button on, it's almost impossible, isn't it? It is. David knows what I mean. You try stopping David talking. And by the way, you think I talk a lot. I thought I was the world's biggest talker. I'm sorry, David, I'm sorry. I think you beat me, really. Us two together, 4 hours goes by like you wouldn't believe it. People have got a night's sleep while me and David have been on the phone. Right? Thank you for your patience, by the way. You're doing incredibly well. It's a good attitude to stay on the meeting. You know, we're going to talk about presentations. You know, here's the point. We want to get you into a system. Everyone that's serious about this business, and if now some will be more serious than others, but and that's no problem. Okay, we take out of this what we want, right? What's we can see for ourselves. You see, it's a system you want, and we're going to get into this over the next couple of weeks. You're making notes, write this down. It may change a lot for me. Systems create behavior. Behavior patterns create habits. And the habits you have create production or income. Habits, good, bad, or indifferent. You need a system. Your system propels you forward, not you. It's your system that propels you forward. I see people that thinking education, talent, that person's better at talking to me. Nothing to do with it at all. Nothing. I've seen some of the worst speakers ever. I saw someone couldn't even, used to perspire, they couldn't do a meeting. Blake Morgan, his name was, made about $120,000 a month. Right? Knew him well. You know, I tell you, you'll be amazed. You need a system. Things are done in inches. They're not done in yards. It's going to take some time. Just keep learning, step at a time, growing, moving forward. Meetings like tonight, it may be a lot, tiring and it's summer. I promise you, this is the beginning of something special. It'll be worth it. You'll look back on this, and we'll use excerpts of this probably on YouTube. You'll be able to get bits of this and bits here. So it'll be very important for all of us to use. You want progress, basically, not perfection, or as my friends in America say, progress. Not perfection. You'll never reach perfection. You want to get to executive? If you're not there yet, we'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to finish on that. Qualify for executive. If you don't know what that is, David would be happy to tell you, or Jules, or me, or the company, or your upline, your sponsor. Don't like the word upline, by the way. Can't we call that something else? It sounds so demeaning, outline and downline, right? It always has to me since the beginning of this thing started in the 50s, right? It doesn't matter whose business. We're all the president of our own business. Agreed? Aren't we? Of course you are, right? Use all the tools. We'll go through that next week. As I said, business training starts next Thursday, right? Make a note, 8 p.m. David will be on it, Jules will be on it, I'll be on it. Going to go through business training, retailing, recruiting, how to promote, how to teach, and how to work your way up the leadership to the leadership teams. Make a note, only fools limit tools. Only fools limit tools. I've never met a leader yet that says, I'll do this thing, but I won't do that. No, they don't. Stay loose. You got to use everything available. That's what I did. Do whatever you can. Promote your products and your business. Talk to lots and be consistent. And next week, I won't do it tonight. I'll give you a recipe for success. If any of you are the more ambitious type, you want to get up to the leadership teams and get to a $10,000 a month income and take 6 months to do it in Arkworld, I'll give you a recipe for it next week, okay? We'll teach you how it's done and what you do. We'll work together on it. I'll work with you. Some of you, we haven't spoken yet on the phone. Okay, we're going to, right? So this is the start, okay? This is only the beginning. And executive, I said I'd mention it. You have 21 days to qualify. Qualify for what? Next month, we're going to do the first executive workshop. This is not going to be a normal training. This is going to be leadership training, millionaire training, if you want to give it that. David, I think millionaire training with this marketing plan has to be changed to billionaire training. Just messing with you, but you see my point, right? Executive workshop next month. We'll talk about it again in a minute, but there's 21 days to qualify for it. It ends on the 31st of August. It's going to be awesome. We're going to teach about getting to net team. David's going to be at net team by then, by the looks of it. So we want to get a whole bunch of you up quickly, okay, as quickly as possible. Gold rush is coming. We're going to talk about it in a minute, okay? It's important. You can do it. I tell you this, if my story is proof of anything, it's proof of this, that with a little faith, dedication, and hard work, you can pretty much accomplish anything in life. I had no money and no one gave me much hope of anything. With a weird accent and a pink powder, I'll never forget it, in Brighton. And they say that multi-level marketing companies can't start in the UK, right? Most of them start in America. Isn't that true? Yes, of course it is. Well, it's not true because we did it. We just mute. I think we got to mute. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, mute there. Okay, late arrival. The big picture, and we're going to finish on this. Promote what's coming up. Okay, so thanks for your patience. Let's finish on the big picture. You need to understand what you got in your hands here. You do, and I hope you do. I hope you don't see me as some, these ridiculous titles, CEO sitting in a pink and purple office. Right? Who is this guy? You know what I mean? And you need to get to know me personally and work. Hopefully we will, and Jules and David, and work as a team, because I tell you guys, I'm serious with you. I've been in MLM twice, right? And this is a pioneering time we'll never get again. We won't get this time again. You need to look at this seriously, all of you. There's $1 billion global support already in Arkworld. So here's a statement, make a note of. Arkworld is already a $1 billion company without the cash. That's how you want to look at it. Because we have a better manufacturing than a lot of other MLMs. better discoveries, better marketing plan, and better many things. We're already the best there is in the industry. By far, we did what no one said we could do. We've been able to do what other companies can't do with more money, right? Doctors, I'll give you a few facts for you. Doctors, we have a chief executive scientist, a medical board with Arkworld. It's a big operation, this. Don't just see it as me sitting here, as I said, with a pink leather chair. You'll miss the boat. You know, and you'll meet some of them. You know, our labs are state of the art. You know, FDA, as I said, approved and certified. We are one of the only companies in the world that has 2 quality controls when we make product. Not 1, 2. Not 1, 2. The ingredients, the way it works, the warehousing, the team we have behind it is second to none. Even the IT and automation at Arkworld. Do you know there's 125,000 lines of code it took to write this marketing plan online? I had software programmers, the top ones in London, fail. They couldn't do it. Mind you, it is some achievement to get in my head, I'll be honest with you. So maybe you can forgive them. But I mean, this is a serious operation. You've got a lot behind this, the foundation to it, system, products, development, future products, the credibility, endorsements at Arkworld. I know we're a little tired, but pay attention to this last part. I promise you, it's worth it. There's a lot, you've got to understand the big picture of not only where we're going and the opportunity, but what the company is now, what you actually have in your hands. The love and the heart of the company. You know, I know it's corny, right? But it's a family, and it really is. You know, there's nothing out there. Most president and founders are about 97. You know what I mean? Aren't they? You know what I mean? We're all young kids. We're just getting started. You know what I'm saying? Come on, guys. You know, I tell you where we're going in the future globally. Give me a few tips. You know, you get to work, and here's another point I want to make. You get to work with the top at a level and time that you won't in the future. Hands up if you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I tell you, you won't get this in 5 to 10 years. You won't. It'll be too big. Arkworld app is coming next year. Right, hang on in there. You're going to love it. I've saved the goodies till last. We can do it, right? We're going to do it. Arkworld app is coming next year. Yes. If you have a financial breakdown, Arkworld app is here. You can join the AA. I've been looking forward to that joke all day, and I knew it wouldn't go down that well. You can join the AA. I mean, that's pretty cool. Be on your phone. It's going to be awesome, the Arkworld app. You'll be able to sell and recruit. You'll be able to wear the button, push the button, sell the product, recruit a distributor. All on your phone. Product development. There's other things we're working on for the future. Idea of things for kids. Things I won't go into it. I don't want to spoil it. But there's major surprises coming. What we're doing with ShipShape. Don't forget ShipShape. It isn't even here yet. ShipShape is going to be the easiest sell in the entire industry. Lose weight with ShipShape. You're going to see it everywhere. Right? This is all before that. Product development, new tools. I mean, a lot of new tools coming. Things that others haven't thought of yet. New Ark magazine. We're going to have there's going to be a new Ark magazine that goes out all over the place. You already have my newsletter, but that's nothing. This is going to be a whole publication. Distributors, leadership. WhatsApp doc. There's going to be a WhatsApp doc part where you can get to ask the doctor your questions, right? It's going to be a real family. For those of you who do believe in the Lord, there'll be missionary help and church help and support group, helping kids, what we're doing in Africa, stuff. Not some phony charity, no offense charities out there, by the way, where you don't know what you're giving and you lose a lot to it, you know, the administration. That ain't going to happen, right? That's not going to happen. This is going to be able to clue you in a global event, or whatever you want to call it, of Arkworld, right? What's happening in Arkworld. You know, new people next month. And right now, every quarter, you're going to see soon recognition for you guys. You've got to qualify for executive already. Well done. You're going to, you know, we want to recognize that. We want to work together. I'm no different. I've just done it a little longer than you. That's all it is. Okay. And all of us can do it. This is important. Does that make sense? You know, we're also going to have bank cards with Visa and MasterCard on. You know, you're going to be able to walk into a store with your royalty check put onto your card, and you're going to be able to walk into any store in the world, and they're going to say, how would you like to pay, Mark? And I'm going to say, there you go, Arkworld. And I say, that'll do nice. Exactly. Come on, David. Round of applause. That's unbelievable. Exactly. So, you know, this is the beginning. We get to design this together, right? Is what I'm saying. We listen. You know, there's going to be a lot of things happening, and you get to join. If you have a financial breakdown, you can join the AA, right? And sign up. If you have a health breakdown, you get to be a customer, right? It's incredible. Timing, positioning. You know, you've all heard this, right? Timing. You need to be in the right, perfect time to capitalize on something. Absolutely. You might want to make a note, though. Timing is very important, but positioning is everything. It's the position. You've got to be in the right position. Here's what me and David discussed recently. This is the perfect storm. You're in the right place at the right time. There's never been a time with a product like this, an opportunity like this, with a marketing plan like this. I'm sorry, I got to get passionate with it. This has never been done. And other MLM companies will not copy it because they do not want to pay you the money. They're too busy paying their directors, spending 3 years to decide the flavor and the next shape because they've got a board to consider. That's what happens. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, you get less royalties. I mean, things have changed. You know, this is a business opportunity that's never been created before. Do some of you see what I'm coming from on this? You know, this product, I tell you, it's the next century. No one's got a product. This is so far ahead of the competition. But not only that, we just come off the back of COVID, a time where health is more prevalent than ever in our lives, where people need better health, right? You've also, on top of that, right, you've got people needing to make more money in a recession and mortgage interest rates, all these things gone through the roof, where they need more than ever in our lives. So you have a recruiting bonanza, right? On top of that, you're in an industry that's the highest paid in the world, right? On top of that, I believe, I also, because of the position we're in, you're in front of a global company, not joining it when it's already done it. So you're in a pioneering position, ground floor, not even ground floor, it's in the basement. You've really got to understand when you leave here tonight, my goodness, the position you found yourselves in. This is the launch of phase 2. It's a perfect storm. It doesn't happen often where everything and all the ingredients of success come together at the same time. There are 3 stages to building any company in the world. Number 1, a foundation. Number 2, credibility. And number 3, gold rush. Same with any company. We've done 1, foundation's done. And that you should be happy about that. It wasn't easy, I tell you. I had to, as I said, I had to talk to 20 people to get one to listen to me. I got a lot of insults. I mean, I paid a price for this. Now we're in credibility. I promise you, together, there's nothing we can't do. With the Lord by our side, there's nothing. This is phase 2. This is where we get our name in the marketplace. And what we do now in credibility stage is where the future leadership will come from. What we do now is where we capitalize on the gold rush to come. The more we do now, the more we capitalize on stage 3. Does that make sense? I promise you. Phase 2. For those who've been involved in multi-level marketing before and you've been to an event, you've seen, you know, round tables at the front. Anybody seen multi-millionaires sitting at the front who pioneered the company, wearing beautiful ties and diamond pins? Yeah, me too. Right? Guess what? Now that's you. All that time you want, thought I'd like to have been that, you know. Now you got your wish. Be careful what you wish for. This is the position you're in. And in 10, 20 years from now, they're going to look back and say, my goodness, why couldn't I have been there? So don't be one of those that looks back and says, oh, I knew that. Look what it is today. And who would have ever thought? I promise you, this is the most exciting phase we're entering in our history. The next 2 to 5 years will be defining in our history, defining. Meetings, events, vacations. You haven't even been on an Arkworld vacation yet. I haven't even had David planning it in Bora Bora. What's that about, David? the first Arkworld vacation. That's what he wants to go. I tell you, you're the beginning of something very special. I hope I get that across to you. This is a time. It's us for our time now. I want to try and get that across. See, here's the point. Write this in your notes. We're nearly done. We're getting there. How you see it determines how you sell it. And that's the same for all of us. That's why some people go quicker than others. How you see it determines how you sell it. How you see this pink drink, and how you feel about this, how you see it will determine how you talk to others about it. It will. How you sell it really will. Same with the opportunity. Same with Arkworld. It's the same with yourself. How you see it always determines how you sell it. I tell you, but you can do it. Next week, we're going to start business training, 8 o'clock. Let's give up our time. This is important. We're going to do 2 parts. Next Thursday, part 1. This Thursday after part 2, because on Zoom, you know, we've all been in hotel trainings, right? No, we haven't. Not all of us, but some of us, right? Been in training. If you haven't, by the way, don't worry. Right? We'll get to do that. But if you have been in a meeting or training where you're there for 8, 9, I've sat in seminars for days, David, right? I know we get tired, right? Days. I've sat in for 10 hours. Yeah, Katrina's really, bless. Days. I mean, I've sat in seminars for days learning about goals and how to get excited. And Larry used to tell me that. And I mean, you wouldn't believe what I've done. You know, it's just like being insurance sales seminars for days, right? Am I getting it across to you? I mean, you know, to give up an hour or 2, I don't think it's too much to ask, but isn't it funny how when we go to Zoom, I did a meeting in America recently. I mean, you think you've got it tough. I had someone putting drapes up, right, curtains while I'm doing the training. And they still went out and got to net team, 2 of them. Imagine that, they got on the leadership teams, David. Unbelievable. They're putting drapes up. I had one person asleep. You ever had anyone asleep and anyone done a meeting for had someone asleep? You, David? Me too. I had someone in America. This was them. They were getting further back. Yeah, you're further back. I was worried for them. I thought any minute they're going to go. You know, I know it's tiring, but listen, I've sat through training classes for weeks and days, and oh boy. Next week, we're going to do start training. Thursday, part 1. Thursday after, part 2. Then there's going to be a break, okay? In September, for any of you who want to see how the marketing plan works, and I know I've had a lot of requests for this. How does it work, Mark? How do you make 30% royalties when other companies are paying 5%? Exactly. We're going to show you. And we're going to take questions, and I'm going to actually draw it on a whiteboard on Zoom with you. And we're going to take questions. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so we'll give you dates for this. Will come at a later time. There's going to be an executive workshop in September. Dates to follow. We don't know yet on the date, but it'll be in September. You've got to qualify this month in August if you want to be in that executive workshop. Right? Please get there, because it's going to be the leadership getting together, the first leadership in the first executive workshop. Right? We've done others with other groups, but this. You know, I don't listen. I'm probably not going to be sincere. I hope I don't, you know, sound insincere with this. But I believe that a lot of great things are going to be. I've talked to David about this with what we're doing with all of you, us together. I truly mean that. There's a lot of leadership here, and there's a lot of lovely, nice people here, and God-fearing people. And I'm sorry, I've never been more excited about Arkworld than I am right now. I promise you, I go to sleep at night, count volume points if I can't sleep. Anyone done that? Yeah. Okay. Get to executive. It's going to be great. We're going to teach you the yellow brick road to the leadership teams, how to get up to net team. But we're going to show you about it. This will be your first one too. How special is that, right? There's going to be other things to come later in the year where we meet up, where we hire hotels, and you're going to be able to stay in some hotels with us, have lunch with us. And we're going to meet up with you. Okay, a lot of other things to come, events to come and things we do. Plus you'll get to meet people from other teams and things like that. But this is only the beginning, I keep telling you. Already qualified for the workshop, already. Oh, I love this. DB, David, you're already qualified, my friend. Woo! Right, unbelievable. Katrina Denham. High five. High five. You're already in. Colin Nelson. Is Colin on here? If you're not on picture, but Colin, hey, right? Neil Walker. Neil Walker's in. Okay, unbelievable. You're the first executives. Come on, this is exciting. Right, Verona Shakespeare. Good name. Good name. And you're in, Verona. Isn't that awesome? Who else we got? Jasper Papari. And I know I probably said his name wrong, but Jasper, you're in, buddy. You're in the first workshop. Daryl Taylor. Daryl Taylor. You see, David looks so excited. Oh, bless him. Fantastic. How did Graham Thomas get in here, Jules? It's one of your executives. Graham, way to go. Wonderfully nice guy. Dorothy Abrahams. Dorothy's involved. She qualified recently, I believe. She's one of the newest executives. She's going to be in the workshop. Margaret Vanek. Margaret on here? Margaret is qualified. I think, was it only recently, last few days? Woo, right? These are the first executives. I know, exciting, isn't it? Okay, so get to executive, 21 days to go. You know, remember this, I learned this from a great leader. I won't mention who it was, but someone in London once said to me, it's not you going that matters, it's how many people you take with you. Okay, so listen, this affects your business and income. Get to executive, but work on your business. Start getting some people involved. Help David, I'll help you. I'll help you. You'll help you. We'll help each other. Maybe you don't need help. Doesn't matter. All right? Just do your best. Get people involved. We get into executive. Affects your income and business. But this month is the first month the first checks are being paid out on this group. Isn't that awesome? Unbelievable. Next month, we'll be having the royalties again. You can be part of that. It's just the beginning. These are just the first checks. I can't tell you how important this is. If you haven't already, as I said, make sure to qualify. Support and help each other. One last thing before we close tonight, and I want to mention this. Sign up to ArkworldIntl, if you can, on social media, right? Social media. I'll leave you with these thoughts, and then if you want, don't forget, if you got any questions, you can stay behind. I'm happy to sip this pink drink and answer them and say hi to you. David and Jules will be staying behind. I know we've been talking a long time, but I think it's been worth it, right? I do. Sign up to ArkworldIntl on social media and YouTube, you know, Instagram, Facebook, and so on. You can find us on there. It's important. Stay up to date with the company. Stay connected, stay in touch for success. Very important. Many of you I think many of you have had a WhatsApp from me. I don't use the phone, or it is a corporate phone, right? So there are times I can't have it, right? And the reason why is because you got so many people phoning me at 3 in the morning from America asking me, is it one scoop or two? So, you know, there is a limit. I do need some sleep. So, you know, I don't always have it, but it is the corporate phone I use. I'll speak with you. If you want to talk with me, no worries at all. Let's get to know each other. Okay, this is only the beginning tonight. I invite you to do that. Text me. Say, hey, Mark, let's be friends. Okay, is that a deal? I mean, I'm serious with you. Let's work together. Okay, it's how it works. We all know the corny phrase, don't we? Teamwork makes the dream work. We've all heard that. Well, it's true. Stay in touch. Learn how to use your back office. David's getting more and more familiar with it. I think he's on his second arc now, right, David? Yes, he's on his second arc. You get to build these little arcs with 30 people in them. But 30 people can become 10,000, 20,000. It goes all over the place. And I'm not going to go through it tonight. You'll learn that when we do the marketing plan. But it's unbelievable when you get to build these little arcs. You get up to 30% a person in royalties. Isn't that unbelievable? With this product, right? It's important. Stay connected. Go to your back office and learn it. There's many tools in it. My organization is unbelievable. I don't want to say genius, but you know, it really, praise the Lord. I mean, amen to the back office. It's unbelievable. This product and marketing, thanks to the grace of God, I tell you, no one can compete with it. My organization chart in there, have a look at it. And every time you get an executive, they go yellow. I know it's corny. I know it's corny, but they change with the colors of the rainbow. Isn't that cool? right? So as you get a net team member, they go green. Purple's the exciting, the A team. When you get to the A team, the top team in Arkworld, you get to be with me in a transit van. The A team, get it? Okay, right. Mr. T and okay, all right. No, but the A team. Hang on, we got to come off mute all. There we go. So you look, best team when you go purple, but it's fantastic. Have a look at it. Work with your sponsor. Work together. Work. I don't say upline, sideline, any line, but work with someone, right? Work with me. Help each other. When we recruit someone in Arkworld, we have a responsibility to teach them. Don't just, you know, there's an old expression, throwing them at the wall and seeing if they stick, right? Don't do that, right? Help them. Work with them, train them, help them daily. Don't leave them alone. Help each other. I'll help you, right? It doesn't matter what it takes. Building an organization of people is like raising a child. Look at the time we've taken tonight. Now, I hope you wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, that was worth it for me. I'm glad I'm part of this thing. You know, this is I've never seen it. I really do. I hope you get it. I really hope you get it. Because I only succeed really if I manage to get you to see a little bit more than before you started. Would you agree? You beat the meeting. You won with the meeting. I'm not here to sell you on Arkworld. I don't want to sell you on it because of charisma, because of passion, because of the way I talk or someone else talks. I want you to really see what I'm talking about. Really get this. I know you get tired with things. I understand that. It's hard in here. We've been talking a long time. But I really pray you get this, what you got in your hands. And help each other. You don't find great people. You help them to become great. By the way, I'm just admitting something. Wait a second. You don't find great people. You help them to become great. It's development, personal development, helping them. How do we know that? There have been bartenders join this industry, people that mowed lawns. Haven't there? I bet some of you have met some. Checkout girls, waitresses. We got a waitress on here tonight. Went out and made a fortune, 17 countries. Truck drivers, construction workers, all kinds of people have become multi-millionaires in this industry. What did I do? I was a musician. I was going to be in the music business. Singer-songwriter. I was going to be on stage. Right? Didn't do it, right? The good Lord had other ideas. I can tell you that. My vanity meant nothing, right? I tell you, many people. Now it's your turn. Anybody can succeed here. It's not what you are that matters. It's what you can become. Never about what you are. Don't prejudge people. Right? You just never know. Who would ever believe when I was 18 years of age in jeans, a Panama hat, and I couldn't even afford a suit, and I lived in a bedsit, and the roof fell in on me, and I went to a meeting, and my sponsor came round and didn't even ask me if I wanted to join, by the way, and I said, I'd like to do it. And they said, you would? I mean, they were surprised that I wanted to join. Who would have ever thought that young kid that knew nothing, with probably some acne and a arrogant attitude, as who would have ever thought this was possible? You would never have thought that. Don't prejudge anyone. I'm telling you, it's not what you are that matters, it's what you can become. In closing tonight, I want to finish with this. And then, as I said, stay behind if you got some questions. Have a good attitude, support the company with honesty, integrity. Don't, you know, I think it was Katrina, I think it was you, honey. I don't know if it was someone else, but I've heard of some horrific stories out there. I really have. But I've seen them myself of what other companies and people squabbling and ego and checks, and you can't shake hands with someone unless you're making $50,000 a month. And this, you know what I mean? Don't do it. This is not going to happen in our home. I can promise you that. Won't happen. We're going to love each other and help each other. And if you're not a nice person, you ain't going to fit in. Simple as that. That's the way we want to have it. Isn't that right? But we want to love and forgive. Everyone's welcome. We're not judging anyone. We just want to run it with honesty and integrity, don't we? That's how it should be run. I know people go, you know, right? But that's the truth. You want your business there for you and your family. You want to be able to rely on it, as a family should. But here's a big point with all this. Don't, when you do this, set yourself up. Don't expect deep water results Pay attention now, and we're nearly finished. Don't expect deep water results with shallow water effort. Do not expect deep water results with shallow water effort. I see a lot of people doing this. You got to get into this where the water's too deep. You need a little faith. It's where you need faith, where you're out your depth. You know what a lot of people say when you start things like this? And at this time that we're all in, you know what they say? You're out of your depth. They said that to me when I started Arkworld. Mark, you're out of your depth, Mark. Right? Yes. Good. That's exactly where you want to be. You don't want to be in safety and security. You're going to get nothing with it. Get an empty cup. Right? Get out of your depth where it's risky. Not in the shallow end. Babies can waddle about in the shallow end. You go to the seaside on the sand, in the shallow end, right? Easy. Get in the deep water. That's where you need a little bit of faith. That's where you grow. The blessing is always in the affliction. Always. It's always in the adversity, not where it's safe, warm, and cozy. That's not where the reward is. Write this down. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is. Get out of your comfort zone. That's where the growth and reward is. Jesus said, go deeper. There was Peter. Coming in, well, it wasn't doing that. She was a big boat. I don't know why I'm doing that. Peter comes ashore. He's been fishing all night. Caught nothing. Professional fisherman, I might add. Caught nothing, right? Jesus could have said, oh, didn't. He could have said, come here and give you a big kiss.
Goodbye, Mark. Gotta go.
He could have said, see you, buddy. He could have said, right? Don't worry, you know, I'll make it. I'll help you. Come on in. We'll have a little cuddly. No, don't worry about it. Didn't he? He didn't. You know what he said? Go deeper. You're going to have to go deeper with your business. You're going to have to go deeper with you in a time that's so important. You're going to need to keep going. Don't let the circumstances in life affect your destination, because they will if you let them. I've been through a lot of adversity and paid a price for this to be here, to be honest with you. I've been attacked, nearly lost my life several times over Arkworld. Had someone try to steal the company. Had someone try to steal the products. It's been difficult. I'll be honest, there's been times when I didn't know we were going to get there, but thanks to the grace of God, we did. And only thanks to the Lord, I'm still here. We made it through phase 2. We made it through. Here we are. They are not. Right? I'm telling you, there's a price to pay. When there's turbulence on a plane and it's real bumpy, do you know what you do when you're flying? Go higher. Don't pick safety and security. There's no value in it. Not what Jules said to me the other week. When I said, do you know what you do when you get turbulence? You know what she said? Put your seatbelt on. One of our best distributors. Put your seatbelt on. You go higher. That's where the eagle. That's where you soar with the eagles. Remember, you can't have the testimony without the test. You can't have the testimony without the test. You can't cross Jordan without going through the wilderness. It will not happen. You're going to have to walk through it, but it's worth it. We're in it together. You can do this. I promise you, all of you guys. It's just a matter of time. You just need some consistent effort and a little bit of faith, and we work together on it. And you know what? I don't know what you believe, but I'm a Christian. All the glory to God who made this all possible, because I'm telling you now, whether you believe it or not, this would not be here without him, and it won't move on without him, and it won't be anything significant without him. We are here because of him, the products are, and the business. And I give him all the glory. Don't forget, to be successful, 3 things. All you got to do is use the products, talk to people, and teach others to do the same. And I truly believe if we work together and do that enough, we'll sell this ship of opportunity around the entire world together. And we'll be there together. See it happen. Thank you very much. May God bless all of you. We'll see you next Thursday at 8 o'clock when we start business training. Let's make it happen. Good night. God bless you.